Hey, what is up, Sexy Beasts? My name is Shadowfax and or Louise, whichever you want to call me. Now, some of you will know, and some of you won't know. A few weeks ago, Get Flanked kindly invited me onto his Hot Breach podcast to get my thoughts and feelings on Siege, as I am a new player. I've only been playing Siege since about April time, so I'm very, very new. And they wanted to see my perspective on it, because basically, when you've been playing a game for a long time, you kind of forget what it was like for you when you very first started. Especially once you get to know the game, start getting good at it, you can forget what it was like to be a newbie. So, it was quite interesting to be asked my perspective on that. And it got me thinking, and it got me wanting to make this video that I'm making now, which is going to be advice to new players or people that are thinking about picking up Siege. And it's not going to be like, tips and tricks like, oh, you should hold this angle and, you'll get a kill, or you should have your sensitivity like this. It's not going to be anything like that. It is going to be basically things that I have done in the last, it must be coming up 2 months now that I've been playing this game. In the last, say, 2 months that I have done to get to know this game, to get to know its ways, and to be able to ultimately get a little bit better at it. I feel like I've got better at the game, and I think hopefully this gameplay, this is one of the reasons I picked this gameplay, it kind of shows that I've got better at the game, because this is a game where I went, I think, 11-4. So I was getting those kills and stuff, but it also shows some of the mistakes that I did, and how I was, even in this gameplay, I was still learning. And this is only from about a week ago, this game. So, let's go. So, the first thing I'm going to say is, if you are new to the game, or you're thinking about picking it up, first thing you have to accept is this game has a massive, massive learning curve. Massive learning curve. There is so much to learn. So, if you are going to play this game, you have got to accept that, and accept that there are things that you're going to have to learn, and it's going to take time, and that ultimately, at first, you're going to get shat on. That is the first thing. If you are not willing to, if you're not looking for a game that you've got to learn, then this isn't the game for you. This is a game I really do think it takes time and effort to learn. You have to learn the different operators, their different abilities, the different maps, and the different playstyles. You need to learn what playstyle is best for you. You also need to learn what playstyle, like other people's playstyles, and how to counter them. So there is a lot to learn in this game, and then you've got all the rest of it with walls, what can be reinforced, what can't, what can, what doesn't need to be reinforced, what can be breached, what can't be breached, who can hard breach, who's a soft breacher. All this is stuff that you've got to learn. So there is a lot to learn. So that is the first thing, the first piece of advice. Do not play this game if you're not willing to learn, because it will just end up frustrating you and you just won't bother. You've got to be willing to put in the time and effort to learn this game. You've got to be in that frame of mind. You don't, if you're in the frame of mind where you just want a game where you can just jump on casual like COD, this isn't it. Second thing I'd say is, the first thing I'd do if you've just picked up the game is play the situations. Play the situations. I found the situations extremely helpful for me to get a feel of the game, to feel how the characters move. Because all different games are different. Like Call of Duty, the characters move quite fluidly. Battlefield, they're quite clunky. In this game, I'd say they're kind of in between. So, do the situations. It gives you an idea of what walls, because it teaches you. It's like a tutorial for the game. So it will let you use some of the operators. So you'll get to know some of the operators, but also you'll be able to learn what walls can be breached and what can't, what walls that have to be reinforced and what don't need to because they can't be breached. So situations, just small things like that, they really, really help. And that really, really helps, because sometimes, as you are going to see very, very shortly, knowing what walls are soft and which walls aren't really, really helps. And me thinking that there was a certain little wall and I thought it was soft and I tried to shoot through it, it turns out it wasn't soft and it gets me killed. You're literally going to see that in a minute. So I highly recommend the situations. I found that they were very helpful for me when I first started, and even now I still play them. I find that I actually quite enjoy situations, and I would like to see them put more situations in, actually. But also, like that woman at the beginning telling you your mission, and I feel that she hypes you up a little bit, like, oh my god, this is happening, and like they're sending me in because only I can do this. I'm the best, So, so there is that. Also, Terrorist Hunt. I feel like Terrorist Hunt is so good and so valuable. Terrorist Hunt is something that I play every day because it's very good for you, and you've only just got on for the day. It's very good to jump on there and get your aim warmed up. But also, these maps they're not simple maps as such. They're not like Call of Duty maps where there's just got 3 lanes. These maps some of them are a bit maze-like. So they take a lot to learn, and the only way you're going to learn them is by playing them. Now, you could just get in the game and play, or set up a custom game. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel with Terrorist Hunt, I just feel like that's the best way to learn the maps, in my opinion. But also to get a feel for the operators as well. Whenever I unlock a new operator, first thing I do is take them into Terrorist Hunt before I take them into an actual match, so I can get a feel for them and get a feel for their gun. Obviously, like, some of the operators are a little bit useless, with their ability in Terrorist Hunt can be a little bit useless, but otherwise, I find it quite good. You're at least getting a feel for their gun, because every operator's gun is different, unless it's two operators sharing the same sort of gun. And one of the things I would highly recommend, while you're getting used to the maps and you're getting used to what walls are soft and what walls are hard, take Sledge into Terrorist Hunt. Take Sledge into Terrorist Hunt, because, or even just into a custom game, and he can smash down, I think it's like 25 times he can use that big fucking hammer. Take him in and start smashing walls, and you will soon learn which walls are hard and which walls are soft. Because the hard walls and the soft walls, they look different to each other. You start to tell the difference between them. And so if you are using Sledge and you've got his big giant bloody hammer and you smash a wall and it breaks, you know that's soft, and you can go, oh, that's what that one looked like. You know, that one kind of had that texture. If you smash it and nothing happens, oh, that one's hard. Okay, cool. So I feel like Terrorist Hunt is very, very good, very, very, very valuable, and I actually really enjoy it. So that is something I definitely recommend. Another thing I would say is play ranked. Do not do what I did and be intimidated by it. It's really not that scary. At first, I literally stuck to casual because, you know, I knew I'm not very good, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I know that ranked is a very, very competitive compared to casual. So I stuck to casual because I didn't want to go into ranked and let my teammates down and have them possibly be like, get angry with me. Even though these are people that I didn't even know, you know, these are just people that I've been paired up with. So I was quite intimidated by ranked, but I shouldn't have been. I find that ranked is a lot better, actually. I feel like you can learn a lot quicker with ranked because, for one, there's less maps, so you've got less maps to learn. Plus, the people that are playing in ranked are playing it properly as compared to casuals. In casual, you will get people that are playing it properly, but you're getting a lot that are they're just chilling out, just trying to have a good time, memeing it up, possibly trolling you for a bit of fun. And so they're not really playing properly, so you're not really learning from them as well as you would in ranked, because in ranked 99.9% of the people in ranked are playing it properly. They want to win, they're trying their hardest, so you'll be able to go against the different playstyles like I spoke about before and start to learn how to counteract them. You'll be able to, even if you die, you'll be able to spectate your teammates and see what they're doing, how they're playing certain objectives. But also, you'll be able to, when you've been killed, you always watch the kill cam, especially if you've been killed and you're like, what? How the hell did they do that? Watch the kill cam, because there's so many, like, obscure angles that you can do in this game. And if you don't know about them, then you're not going to be able to counteract them or use them yourself. Watch the kill cam, see how you were killed, especially if you're kind of confused how you got killed, because then you will actually see what happened and you'll be able to learn from it. So they're the things that I would do personally. I've been playing a lot more of ranked now. Also, the last thing I'm going to say is don't get hung up on KD. Do not get hung up on your rank. It doesn't mean so much, and you can always claw it back. Now, when I first started playing this game, my KD was 1.10, and then it went up to 1.13. But my win-loss was 0.87. And if I look at what it is now that I've been playing, my KD has gone down to 1.00, which I'm not too fussed about that. That's still a respectable KD. But my win-loss has come up a lot. It's 1.08. So though my KD has gone down, KD's not so important in this game. It's nowhere near as important. Like, one of the first things when I first started playing Siege was I did a tweet saying, like, oh, what's a respectable KD in this? And everyone came back with a 1 KD is absolutely fine, means you're holding your own, but KD really isn't the be all and end all in this game. And from playing it, I've found that is actually the case. So, and it has made it that now that my KD has gone down, but I'm still holding my own, so I'm still happy with that. but my win-loss has come up quite a bit, because there's no point getting a massive KD and getting loads of kills if you're then still losing the game. So, and especially when, like, ranked is really based on that. And when I finally did start playing ranked and I got my first placement, it was silver 3, and I was pretty happy with that. Pretty pleased. And then I fell all the way down to copper 1, and I was pretty disappointed with that. I was pretty disappointed in myself. But actually, it turns out it was a good thing. I've now crawled my way all the way back up to silver 1, and I'm pretty pleased with myself being able to do that. But I found that the going down and then coming back up, that gave me an invaluable amount of experience, in my opinion. I've been able to play against a variety of different people with different play styles, different skill sets, and get to learn the game more and learn how different people play and how to counteract it. And I feel like that has made me a better player. There's still a long way to go. There's still a lot for me to learn and a lot to improve on. But I feel like going through those different ranks has really helped. And you do definitely see the difference between when you're playing against coppers and even just a silver. You definitely see a difference and how more strategic it becomes. And as you're climbing those ladders, you slowly start to become more strategic yourself, because you're learning more as you're going along. But anyway, guys, that has been it from me. Hopefully this video has been helpful to any of you that are new or thinking about picking up the game. If you are not a new player, but you think this would be helpful to someone that you know that is new, then let them know about the video. If you think it's been good advice, give it a thumbs up, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!